All right. Shh. Let's talk about questions on MCQ. So, guys, tell me which question you have for MCQ. Uh, all right, tell me which question you guys have. Which can you guys tell me which question you guys have? Number 12. Okay. Okay. Number 12, question 12, question 12, question 12. Question 12. Hold on a second. Question 12. Okay, we're gonna talk about question 12. So question 12 is El Hapto rule. So what happened is I will do El Hapto rule. I will plug when I do limits, I was plugging first. So I write down infinity over infinity. Even though FRQ, you should not do that. You should write down top equal to infinity, bottom equal to infinity. And if I do that, that's gonna give you infinity over infinity. So you're gonna do El Hapto rule. So El Hapto rule is gonna be 1 over x and 99x to the 98. And if you simplify, it's 99x to the 99. If you go to infinity, that's going to a 0. So therefore, it's equal to 0. Check. The second one is infinity over infinity. If you plug in infinity, if you take a derivative, it's e to the x and 1 over x. Keep change flip, so it'll be x e to the x. If you go to infinity, it's going to infinity. And here, it's going to be, you can take a derivative, but it's infinity over infinity. You can take a derivative 99 times. Eventually, you're going to get 99 factorial over e to the x. If we go to infinity, e to the x still can overtake 99 factorial, even though it's very, very, very big number. But when it go to infinity, it's still going to go to 0. So first one and the third one. Yeah, so you had the most question you got to ask. Even before 12, you can ask. That's a common one to ask. This one's U substitution. So basically, you're gonna do U substitution, which is U is equal to 5 minus 3x, and always do du is negative 3 dx, and always evaluate for dx. So it's gonna be like this. Change the boundary. The first thing I will do is 5 minus 3 times 4, which is what? Negative 7. 5 minus 3 times 2 is equal to negative 1. So if integration of negative 1, negative 7, u dx is going to be du over negative 3 like this. So that's 1 over negative 3 natural log of negative 7 minus natural log of negative 1. Now, since that's absolute value, so it's going to be natural log of 7 and minus natural log of 1. So it'll be natural log of 7 over negative 3. I don't need it. You okay? Okay, so this is question 6. Madeline, we go but multiple choice. I don't know if you still have question number 6, but it's right here. Next questions. Okay. Madeline, did you have question number 6? Okay. 14. We can go to 14. 14 is Okay, so 14, I'm going to talk about this again. So 14 is a very good question. Imagine this question is an FRQ. You should always look at, they usually is ask continuous or differentiable. They prefer to ask differentiable because they would, if it's differentiable, you must check with continuous. So let's talk about the hierarchy of this. Remember, on the bottom is limit exists. Limit exists is x approached a from the left of f of x equal to limit x approach to a from the right of f of x. This does not make it continuous. So this is limit exists. Limit exists. You should know this. The second one is, well, limits exist. The second criteria is FA must be defined. The third one is limits x approach to a of f of x equal to f of a. This is going to be continuous. Last one is going to be limit x approach to a from the left of f prime of x is equal to limit x approach to a from the positive of f prime of x. That just means differentiable. So if this is the case, they asking differentiable on piecewise function. I will start with the continuous first, or limits first. A from the left of x plus b equal to limit x approach to a from the positive ax squared. So if I approach, the a is going to be 1 from the left and 1 from the right. Okay, 1 from the right. So if I approach that, it's going to be 1 plus b equal to a. Does that make sense? Now in FRQ, you should ask limit x approach to a from the left. Now I'm going to take a derivative of this. When you take a derivative of x plus b, it's going to just be 1. Why? X plus b, b is constant. So therefore, approach 1 of the function 1 is equal to limits x approach to 1 from the right of 2ax, because a again is a constant. So 2 is going to be placed in the front. So be 1 equal to 2a times 1. So a must be equal to 1/2. Plug it in. 1 plus b equal to 1/2. B must equal to -1/2. So the answer is correct choices. Now, you have to understand the pyramid. If you don't understand pyramid, write it down now. Okay, you have to understand the pyramid. If you don't write it down, that's usually a lot of question coming from there. Yes.
So the part where you said you have to prove it's continuous first, is that when you just did the normal one?
That's the first one. Continuous one. This actually limit exists. But f of a is defined here, so they are equal to each other because we set them equal to each other. So you just use limits, fine.
So on FRQ, then would you have to plug in the A and B and show them they're equal again?
No. If you just show this, and if you show this, it's fine. Next question. Yourself, ask. Ali, ask. Cairo, Malin. Asnai also didn't do too good either on this particular one. 16. 16, I did the product rule and I did the chain rule. So I take a derivative of 5x, which is 5, and I take it leave the x squared plus 1 to the 1/2 alone, and take it 5x and take a derivative of the 1/2 x squared plus 1 to the -1/2. Now most people did forget to take a derivative of the inside, which is 2x, and then all you gotta do is plug in 10, and you see that 5, 10, 1/2 plus 15 over 2, 1 square root of 10. The 2 and 6 simplify down to 3, so it'll be 45 over square root of 10, and it'll be 5 square root of 10 plus 45 over square root of 10. I don't try to add them together because I look at answer choice. I think I can stop right there, and I don't go further. The problem is chain rule, though. This is the things that people usually forget is take a derivative inside, which is 2x. Now for AP exam, you have to understand when they ask derivative, usually they accompany with chain rule. If they ask integration, they usually accompany with the U substitution. That's just how the way is. Next questions. Sure. Oh, 17 is a good one. Now, 17 is one of the things you have to memorize for the test. Why? You should memorize this format. Every time you see the h, is only one thing. H approach 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x over h is equal to f prime of x. So you guys have to make sure that's f prime of x on the right hand side. This is called definition derivative. There was actually second definition. The second definition is for a single point. So is limits as x approach to c of f of x minus f of c over x minus c, and that's equal to f prime of c. So what's the difference between the first one and second one? The first one is a general form of derivative. The second one is derivative at specific x value, c. So in this case, it kind of have a little bit of both because they did says instead of placing x is a. So, and they did say that's a plus h. So that means we just need to figure out what f of x is. F of x equal to sine inverse of x, which is also known as arc sine of x. And if I take a derivative, then that's equal to 1 over square root 1 minus x squared. Now, with that being said, is they say, you know what? The derivative's equal to 2. Can you figure out what x value? Guess what? That's equal to 2. So 1 over square root 1 minus x squared is equal to 2. Cross multiply. Divide both sides, so 1/2 equal to 1 minus x squared. Square both sides, that's equal to 1/4 equal to 1 minus x squared. Moving to the other side, x squared equal to 1 minus 1 over 4. X squared equal to 3 over 4. X equal to square root 3 over 4, which is square root 2. They say could be a, so not worry about negative. Now, this is a good question. All the question you asked just now is all S tier question. That means those questions you have to get it right. Because that's the most common question. Now, 17 is a little bit more difficult because the algebra is difficult, not the calculus is difficult.
Which one of the arcs do we have to know?
Very good question. Which one arc? You have to make an index card of sine inverse of x, take a derivative of this, is equal to 1 over 1 minus x squared. Take a derivative of this, tan inverse of x is equal to 1 over 1 plus x squared. Now, you also need to know integration of 1 over a squared minus u squared. du is equal to sine inverse of u plus c, or integration of du over a squared plus b squared, not plus u squared. Now this one has difference because it's 1 over a, tan inverse of u plus c. So index card material, inverse function, inverse derivative is also index material. All plug in a calculator. Hopefully it's on the calculator section.
And, we don't know. We don't need to know those.
Cosine is going to be negative version of that. So it's not that hard. You don't need to know the one for secant and cosecant.
Oh.
So sine inverse or tan inverse. Yeah, those are basic. Cosine inverse is negative 1 over 1 minus x squared. Cotangent is a negative 1 over 1 plus x squared. Yes.
So if there's a negative in the integral, when it becomes cosine inverse?
No. You don't want to use cosine inverse. Just move the negative sign in the front. No, it's not. You don't. You only have to know the integral. Only have to remember sine and tangent. The derivative you can remember all 6 because they are. But remember 4: sine, tangent, cosine, and cotangent. Next questions, yourself. Ali, do you have any questions? $26? Okay, that's a great question. Huh?
22.
Okay, my ears getting old. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this over again, and meanwhile I'm talking about this. I would like to talk about a concept that relate to this. So I'm gonna spend. I'm probably gonna talk this over again as well. So one thing I'm gonna ask you guys to write down is this. One thing I want you to write down is this. So I'm gonna write it really nicely. So hold on. Then one thing that you have to know, Natalie, you have to know this as well, so you can look at this. Is first is the mean value theorem. Okay, mean value theorem, it says the condition is this: f is continuous at a to b bracket, and two, f is differentiable. I'm going to go over all the theorem in like the next 5 minutes between a to b. The result is there is c between, now it's a parenthesis a and b. That means if the c is at a or b, it must not include it, where f prime c is equal to f of b minus f of a over b minus a. Now, I'm using color pencil here. This, also known as average rate of change. Now that you can write this down too. This is called instantaneous rate of change. Now, if this equal to each other, then this mean value theorem. So for me, I love this theorem because it talks about, there was a question about average rate of change, there's a question about instantaneous rate of change, there was a question about mean value theorem, there was a question about if there are conditions there. So there was 3 to 4 questions on MCQ that talk about same thing, just different word. It's like in algebra 2, in SAT, they talk about roots and zero. And you're like, oh my god, that's a totally different thing. No, they're the same shit. Zeros, solutions, roots, they have the same words. Okay? So you guys, oh, so much memorizing. No, it's not. Average rate of change is an instantaneous rate of change. What do they look like though? You also need to understand what they look like. They look like this. This is A, there's a point here, and there's a B, there is here. Okay? So it's gonna draw a red line between the slope. This is f of A minus f of B. Does that make sense? This part is this part, the f of A minus f of B. Does that make sense? That's a slope between 2 points. If a function is continuous and differentiable, just like this. Okay, just like this. If that's blue is the function, how many c value are the same as f of b minus f of a over b minus a here? How many? How many c is satisfied mean value theorem here?
The three peaks.
There are 3. 1, 2, 3. C1, C2, and C3. So they are 3. So I can ask you a question this way too. Guess what? That's mean value theorem for you. How many concepts are related to this on MCQ? A lot.
Wait, Mr. Ye, does this matter if it's f of x graph, prime of x graph?
F of x graph.
Like, would it ever show you the f prime of x graph? Okay.
All right, so what's next theorem? Another one coming from mean value theorem is rules. They haven't asked this one a lot, but rules variant theorem is f is continuous, f is differentiable. So the same thing, right? Let's say a comma a bracket b, and this one's a minus b. And the third condition is what? fa must equal to fb. And you're like, okay, I got this. If I have A and I have B, they have the same output. Guess what? The easiest way is connect straight line from here to here. So the result is what? The result is actually pretty easy. Same like mean value theorem. What is the slope between those 2 points? 0. So therefore, the result is what? F prime of C must equal to 0. There must be one C. Can it have multiple C? Yeah, you can. You can have this. How many C are they? How many C are they? 2, because there's one here, 0. This is 0. It's the idea. Guess what? Rolle's value theorem. I feel bad for Rolle's because I think Lagrange, which is the inventor from mean value theorem, basically just tilt his head like sideways. Like, look at this. And they say, oh yeah, that look the same. So we get rid of one condition, condition 3. And because slope, this is FB minus FA is just 0. Because FB equal to FA. So Lagrange basically copy Rolle's. Same idea, just get rid of one condition and create a whole new theorem. That's Rolle's theorem. What's next theorem? So this is the 2 of the theorem that is most popular. Actually, Rolle's theorem is not so popular. Intermediate value theorem is popular. IVT. It's also known as intermediate theorem. Medium value theorem. If I talk about intermediate value theorem, it's just basically f of x is continuous. That's it. I think that's the only one condition. And the second condition says C has between A and B. Like C has to be between A and B. So C has to be in between. And f of C has to be if C is between there and f of A is less than f of C and is less than f of B, there must be like, it must the result is this. Result is f of C is equal to K. So so this part is K. This part is K. So f of C is equal to K. So let's just say I have a point here, I have a point here. If it's continuous, if this is a K right here, if it's continuous, this line must go through K here once. Remember? It must go through there. It doesn't have to be 0. We just have to go through this particular output. I can go over multiple times. I can go to here and here. I can create multiple times, but its function is continuous. There's no asymptote, there's no gap. It must go through that value. So that's intermediate value theorem. One more theorem is called EVT, which has happened in last question, question 92. A lot of people is asking, well, how to do 92. EVT is called extreme value theorem. So extreme value theorem is going to be what? the function has to be continuous. So f is continuous between a and b. So the result is what? You must, f of x must have max value and min value. Why? Because if a function is continuous like this point can be the minimum, this point can be a maximum. Does that make sense?
Brackets on the A and B.
Yes, it has to be bracket a and b, yes. So it must have that. Now you're gonna say, when's the situation doesn't? Imagine the function is not continuous, right? This is the situation doesn't. If you have a, let's say this is 2 and I have this, it's not continuous. Do I have to have a maximum here? No. The reason being is a open circle. Open circle is not continuous. Now your output could be 1.9 or 1.99 or 1.999. How do you know is your maximum value 1.9 or 1.99 or 1.999 or 1.159? Right? So you don't know how high is the maximum value because it's an open circle. So there is no maximum value occur. Also, there's no minimum occur like this. If you have open circle like this is 1. We don't know it's 1.1 or 1.01 or 1.0001 is your minimum value. We don't know. So the function has to be continuous. If it's continuous, must have extreme value theorem. One last one is squeeze theorem. And this is all the theorem they can ask you. Right, squeeze theorem, one of basic function that you can think of, like one of perfect example is I forgot. X sine of x. So the limits x approach 0 of x sine of x. Why that's a squeeze theorem? Because if I approach, wait, it's more than that. I think sine of 1 over x here. A sine of 1 over x. Remember, sine of 1 over x is infinite slab. Like if you just look at this particular part, it looks like this. It was like this here. And you don't know when it reaches 0. But this part is here. But what happens if you have x? X is going to create a restriction that is going to have a boundary from here to here. And the infinite slab is going to oscillate between here. And it's like this. So why that is though? Because sine of 1 over x is between -1 and 1. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't matter what the output is. Now, if I want to make this happen, I says, well, I multiply the whole thing by x. So it'd be -x less than x sine of 1 over x less than x here. If I have limits x approach 0 on this particular part is equal to 0, limit x approach 0 at x is also equal to 0. Therefore, this middle part has to equal to 0. So that's called a squeeze theorem. So it looks like something like this. It's squeeze between positive x and negative x. Now, why do I say squeeze theorem? Well, it did happen last 20 years. It did occur once. So if you don't know squeeze theorem, no one cares. But if you know it, good for you. But more likely not going to show up on the exam. But at least you show up exam, you can try to get it. What is the most important question is this part. This part is mean value theorem. IVT, EVT, Rolle's value theorem. This is the one that's worth taking a picture of, Natalie. This part. Yeah, so the squeeze theorem is not worth it because not the time that you can take is not a moment that you should do. So I think who asked this question? Al asked about mean value theorem, right? Ali? Or Cairo? I forgot. Okay, 16, right? Or 22, sorry. 22. I'm gonna go to 22. And I talk a lot for this question. Is why? Because it's important. 22. 22 looks like this one. They say f is continuous. Do they have differentiable? No differentiable yet. Right? And the average rate of change. Remember the average rate of change? F of b minus f of a over b minus a is equal to -3/2 between 6 and 9. Between 6 and 9. And they also says f prime of c does not equal to -3/2. There's no value of c where it's -3/2. That doesn't make sense because usually equal to -3/2 because usually it's mean value theorem. But they say no value of c. That means the mean value theorem does not apply. But mean value theorem is not applied because what? There's one reason could be it's not continuous, but the function they say is continuous. The second reason is not differentiable. So E is the only choice. It's not differentiable. It's not A because that's average value. Don't get confused between average value and average rate of change. Value is usually YU, but it usually means integral. So average value is the integral. So that's that. Integration 6 to 9. They never say that if it's continuous, differentiable, so integratable. So it does exist. This one's talking about the derivatives. So now they see that derivative doesn't work here. And f prime of x is less than 0. Well, that just doesn't have to be true. It could go up or down, could go. They never have a restriction. So the only choice that correct is E. Next questions. What? 18, sure. 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18. 18 is right here. I just take a derivative of this. So it's u prime over u. But it's implicit. So if I take a derivative of the 2x, it's going to give you 2. If I take a derivative of y, it's dy dx. Now remember, this whole thing is u, so it's u prime over u. So the bottom is 2x plus y equal to the derivative of x plus 1, which is 1. I'll move the 2x plus 1 to the other side. I solve for dy dx. And I got dy dx equal to 2x plus y minus 2. Now this question is no big deal. I mean, more likely you're probably not going to see this again. Okay, 23. Yasel, you have other questions? Now, this one, make on your index card. This is the index card material. G prime of x equal to 1 over f prime of g of x. You can type in the calculator because maybe sometimes you get lucky on a non-calculator section, on the calculator section. You still can use it. But g of x, now requirements is they have to be inverse each other. G of x has to be f inverse of x. Now another way to say they're inverse each other is this. F of g of x is equal to x, or g of f of x is equal to x. This also means f of x and g of x are inverse. So this means they are inverse to each other. So if you know this one, guess what? Just g prime of x equal to 1 over f prime of g of x. Now since the value cross g of 1, well, that means x equal to 1 here for g of x. Now this must be equal to 0. So they cross each other. So basically you're trying to find out g of 1 is same thing as find out is equal to 0. And then once you equal to 0, so you just take a derivative, plug in 0. Derivative of this, f prime of x equal to 1 plus e to the x. And then you plug in 0 is what? 1 plus e to the 0. So that is, sorry, this is 2. This is 3, so this is 3, so 1 over 3 is the answer. Austin, you got this one?
Got A.
You didn't take a derivative.
Wait, how did you get the 0 again? The
G of 1.
G1.
Remember, G of 1 is same thing as like this is 1. Right? The y value of f of x is 1. But since they have a coordinate already, is what? 0, 1. So therefore, G of 1 is f is a when f of x equal to 1. And which is only happen when x is equal to 0. So it's equal to 0.
Wait, so wait, what? F of 1 equals
G over 1 is equal to 0.
because F of 1 is equal to 0?
No,
Oh, no, F of
because G of 1 is equal to 0. And f of x, when f of x is equal to 1, that means x has to be 0. They switch x and y value.
Oh, when it becomes inverse, like the coordinates flip around.
Yes.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah, the x and y had to flip.
Oh, okay. What the? We did take it to remember. I just didn't do the right. Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, I got A at first.
You had a vision now?
Yeah, I get it.
Wait, I'm still
Hey,
confused.
is it? It's just the reciprocal?
G
Oh.
F of 0 equals 1. Wait, F of 0 equals 1, right?
No. G of 1 is equal to 0. F of 0 is equal to 1, yeah. So it's they are asking for G of 1. G of 1 has to be equal to 0 because
The G of x graph the inverse.
so x and y switch.
All the coordinates for the x and y will be switched.
Okay, so if F of 0 equals 1, G of 1 equals 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so why are you playing with your phone?
We all share this.
You should be paying attention. Next question. 20 and 19, sure. 20 and 19. Oh, please. You cannot miss this one. Who said 20? Slate? Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. Shh. I'm gonna say that again. If the boundary is a variable, usually accompanied with derivative. I teach a long time. I don't know how to take integration of this. I don't. I must tell you, I don't know how to take the integration of natural log. I don't care because if I'm gonna take an integration, I'm gonna take a derivative. Then all I do is assume that's a function. Assume g of t equal to this. So we're gonna say g of t. Integrate that. It's gonna be g of 2x minus g of 0. Then you're gonna follow in derivative. Then g of 2x. Remember chain rule 2. G of 0 times 0. This whole thing go away. And that's g of 2x times 2. And so this is g of 2x times 2. Now, what are you going to do? Plug in 2x for t. So 2x for 3 plus 1. That means 8x to the 3 plus 1. Times 2. This is like almost a freebie, but it's hard. It's a hard freebie. Like free questions. If you know the routine, you never get it wrong. The problem is you don't memorize the routine. Big G. Real G. We can call this real G problem. Next question.
19.
Yeah, 19.
19, sure. 19 is easy. Just follow the product rule and chain rule. And that's what I did. And I just read a graph. Oh no, there's no chain rule. Product rule and product rule and product rule. You could have chain rule, just multiply by 1
You just plug it in.
and read the graph. The only hard part is to figure out the slope of that straight line. That slope of straight line is I think that's like 3, right? Or negative 3?
It's negative 6.
Negative 6? Okay, yeah, negative 6.
Oh, I know. What is this?
The slope.
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Next question. 25. Okay, everybody understand this one before I move on? I got it. 25. Ooh. This is a 6-point question. 6-point question. I'm gonna redo this one. It's kind of messy, so I'm gonna redo this one.
I think I got to like.
Okay, so first of all, dy dx is equal to e to the y plus x. Now remember, a to the m times a to the n equal to a to the m plus n. So we're gonna go backwards. Dy dx equal to e to the y times e to the x. I multiply ex to the both sides. E to the y, ex dx. Separation of variable. Here it's going to get you 1 point in FRQ. And I'm going to integral this. I love this integral because everybody mess up on the left side. Because I'm going to say e to the negative y dy equal to integration e to the x dx. The right side is super easy. It's ex plus c. The left side is what?
Negative e to negative y.
Yep. And that's where people mess up because there's a negative sign there because u substitution, u equal to negative y. And that's negative, not just e to the negative y. Ideally, I don't like negative sign here, so I'm going to say negative e to the x plus c. Why? Because that c doesn't change. I haven't put the initial condition yet. I can get negative y. I eat natural log both sides, right? Natural log e to the negative y equal to natural log of negative e to the x plus c. Now you need to know this one as well. Negative y equal to natural log of negative e to the x plus c. Now I'm going to put y equal to negative natural log of negative e to the x plus c. Like this is going to earn you like 3 to 4 points there. You just had to find a value c. This is the hard part is they give you some complex one. This one is a negative natural log of 4 equal to negative natural log of negative e to the x plus c. So negative sign both sides, natural log 4. And if we approach 0, it's going to be natural log of negative 1 plus c. C has to be 5 in order to get 4. Then I just substitute here.
You can miss it?
I'm good.
Alright, that's it.
I'm gonna live for a long time.
Oh.
5 minus 1 is equal to 4, Emil.
5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Oh. Dang it, you.
Oh,
Good. Maybe not 100. Okay. 100.
Questions? Emil, you got it wrong?
26. 26.
26. You understand this one? Because this one's FRQ is 9 points or 6 points. You have to understand this. I don't know why they put this on MCQ. It's like worth like
it'd be like number 6.
yeah, and this is hard because there's a lot of negative signs.
Wow. I don't feel like it's like it's not like that bad.
It's not bad, but it's a lot of negative signs you can mess up.
No, but like, I think I prefer this over like other things.
That's true. At least this like you know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you might mess up here and there, but the problem is a multiple choice. If you mess up, you just mess up.
Honestly, I was doing it and I couldn't figure out. I was doing like all my FRQs and then I was getting all the answers and then I realized I had it all in degrees, so I had to go back and redo.
Don't worry. That day I'll come to the testing room. Says Vincent, change your calculator to
Can you
whatever.
go 26?
I don't want to go over 26. It's so stupid. It's like a troll question. I think like somebody's called it troll question. It's like it's just E. There's nothing I can.
Wait.
Answer's E, right?
What's the answer?
But why is it 18? Oh, is it? Oh no, it's because like when you do X, you plug in X.
Yeah.
It's
That's it?
the G sub thing.
But it's also gonna be. Oh wait.
No, it's X cubed. It would just be
Wait. How?
It's just a bad question.
because if you take the derivative of E, you get Fx.
Huh?
You just plug it. You know G sub.
Okay, that's just
Big
Oh,
deal.
oh,
Okay, if you
yeah.
do that on E, you get Fx. Because you just
you do 3x on the 3x squared on the outside.
I know the next question is probably 27. So 27, there's no easy way out. So you just have to integrate it. It's not u equal to pi over 4t, du equal to pi over 4 dt. Therefore, pi over 4 du equal to dt. So you substitute that, and that becomes 28 over pi there. And then I should have changed the boundary, but I don't know why I changed back to that. But yeah, I just decided to use 2 and 0, and I didn't change the boundary. This is non-calculus section.
Oh, this is
Yeah, this is a very hard
that
non-calculus
makes
section.
sense. That's all.
27 is really difficult. This is also not a question. It's really difficult. Oh yeah, 24. We're gonna talk about 24. What? I multiplied by 7 by 4 over pi.
Yeah.
7 by 4. Or,
Yeah, if you do so.
Yeah, I didn't change the boundary back. I did use sub. I just do it in term of t now. I should have been consistent, but I was too lazy to change that. And I know 0 is gonna cause everything 0, so I didn't write out the zeros. 0 is gonna minus 0 there. And the 1 over 2 is the average value. So this is pretty much average value. Now, do you need to understand this question? No, I mean, The idea, yes, but not the math. Math, I think even the best will mess this one up. I want to go with 24, however. 24 is such a bad question. It was awful question. It was they want the absolute minimum value, so you must check the endpoints.
Oh, not again. Not again.
However, back to oh,
And the worst thing is, they did have two critical value, but only one of them is the absolute minimum. Okay, only one of them is absolute minimum. So then I need to find out which one is it. So it's 1/2 and a -1. So -1 and 1/2. But I know this is a positive, negative, positive. So it has to be 1/2. So I plug in 1/2. All the work I plug in 1/2 is a lot of like fractions. I got here, I got here, I got like a -3/4. And the shitty part is this: -3/4, it's a part of the answer. But it's not -3/4. And I say, wait, I want to check my endpoint because I feel like -2 is going to cause the whole function to be way below that. So I plug in -2 onto the function. I try to get a value. Remember, YU. No. So I plug in -2 in there. I got -7. I say, wait, -7 is below -3/5, 3/4. So therefore, my answer is -7. Answer is A. It's such a like mean problem, like just mean.
I had -2, but I plugged into G prime of X by accident. So I write G of X on my paper.
Yeah, it's just a mean problem. Ming. I was gonna throw something at Austin, but he kind of feel that it's coming. It's a very mean problem, but I like it just because you should always check your endpoint, not only critical points. It's a good learning question. I like 24, but it's just mean. That I don't think I would do that math correctly on the test though. So I don't know. Next question. $28. Do we have to? No, that's good.
I got to the negative sign.
Okay, so I got negative sine of x minus cosine of x. I set it equal to 0. Sine of x equal to negative cosine of x. The only time it happened has to be second quadrant and has to be pi over 4. So it'd be 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. They kind of give you the clue already. So you say, okay, I need to do a number line test. So I did a number line test. I plug in. You say, wait, how do I plug in this? Well, just plug in something that's easier to plug in. So let's say pi over 2. If I plug in pi over 2, sine's going to be 0. No, pi over 2 is going to be 1, so it'll be -1. And cosine is going to be 0, so it's going to be negative. Then if I plug in 3 pi over 4 to 7 pi over 4, I plug in pi. If I plug in pi, sine is going to be 0, and cosine of pi is going to be -1. -1 times -1 is equal to positive. And then I already found one already because I changing from negative to positive. 3 pi over 4 is my answer. I'm moving on because this question is hard. Why did I choose 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4? Remember unit circles, right? The only time you get the same value is this 4 points at pi over 4, but you don't have those points because they have the same exact value. you want them to have opposite value. So the only time you have negative and positive, because you wanted to sine of x equal to negative cosine of x, the only time that happen is at 3 pi, it's at a, 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4. And that's why I use those two values. So the algebra is hard.
How do you solve the zero? How do you just solve sine of x negative cosine? Do you happen to know?
You can do this though. Hold on a second. You divide by cosine. So tan of x equal to -1.
Huh?
I divide by both sides by cosine of x,
Oh. And you look for tan of x equals -1.
which is at 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4.
Oh.
I didn't do that on the test today though. It's just math.
See that?
Next question.
83.
83, sure. 83. Do I like this question? 83. 83 is easy. Oh, that's 82? Oh, 83. Okay. For me, my thought process this. Wait. This is a thought process for you taking SAT as well. They never invent a question that you had to think over 2 minutes, or you have to spend 2 minutes to do. If I did 6 trapezoid here, or if I do left endpoint, it's gonna take a long time, more than 2 minutes. If I do right endpoint, 6 of them, it's gonna be more than the thing. So I choose not to do left and right because I think it's gonna take 6 of them. Now, can you do it 3? Yes, but the function's increasing. One of them is gonna be over approximate. One is gonna be under approximate. So that's my thought process. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll just do midpoint because midpoint is the best one. It's the most accurate one since function is always increasing. The middle part seems like good average. So I choose the midpoint. So midpoint just basically the midpoint you only had to do 3 because they got 0.5, 1.5, and 2.5. Since they're equal interval, I choose the midpoint. I do 1 times 4, 1 times 18, and 1 times 40. I did it less than 20 seconds.
If you do like left right, would it be like a different answer or?
Yeah. You're gonna get a left Riemann sum. It's gonna be under approximation. So you don't want to do left Riemann sum. You don't want to do right Riemann sum because over approximation. You could do both and average them, but you take way too long. 4 minutes. Even with a calculator. Yeah, sure. Somebody know how to do 78? I'm too lazy to write.
I thought I was doing it.
Does anybody know how to do it? I mean, I was like, don't call me, don't call me, don't call me. You can see it from his face. It's like, don't call me.
What it looked like.
It's not just. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this.
Not.
You know, the black
Well,
one.
Wait, Asna, is Sweden pretty? Is Sweden pretty? Switzerland pretty?
Oh, yeah.
It's not like Florida.
Nah, it's like, nah, there's like mountains and stuff.
But they got Florida, they got mountain in Georgia.
Yeah, but it's not.
Does it look like the what's that movie they take a sing from Switzerland? No, the
That's Australia.
not Sound of Music, but
That's Australia.
what's that movie with song Let It Go?
Switzerland?
Let It Go, what's that song? What? You know what I'm talking about? The ice thing? The Frozen, yeah.
Is that
No, there was a thing they draw. It's I think it's from Switzerland.
I don't know, man.
the original Switzerland?
There are multiple places.
You made me cough again.
Where's my pencil, bro? Huh?
All right, 0 to 10. I don't know how to do this question. I'm gonna try. 21. 1/2 0 to 10 of g of x is equal to 8. So therefore 0 to 10 of g of x is equal to what? 16, dumbass.
How?
What do you mean how?
Then you have to multiply by
Huh? Oh! Wait, guys, Mr. I think the problem is not solved yet. Like, why don't we stop right now?
Okay, so we are looking for 0 to 3.
It's yellow.
So just think about the integration of 0 to 10 of f of x minus g of x dx is equal to integration to 0 to 3 of f of x minus g of x plus, right? From 3 to 10 of f of x minus g of x. Okay? So what do they want? They want this. So this one is 0 to 10 is what? Is 37, right?
Wait, what? 37?
It's 37. Oh, I'm dumb.
What are you looking at me for?
Oh, they are subtracting. Sorry, they're subtracting. So it's 21 minus 16 is what? 5. And this one is equal to 2, I think. And a plus integration 3 to 10 of fx. Wait, hold on a sec. Which one's 2? No, this one's 2. I'm dummy. So this one, 3 to 10 is 2. So this is a 5. This integration 3 to 2. F of x minus g of x plus 2. So therefore it's gonna be 3. So my answer is A. Did I do it right? Cool.
Dude, Mister, I had the whole process down. I just, I thought it was 4.
the goal.
Okay, so I think it's a hard question, but it's not that hard. It's just like just mess up. Don't mess up 8 times 2.
That was it's an honest mistake. Like, come on.
It's a Vincent type of mistake.
No, that's not good. Do they ever write the division sign?
Huh?
Do they ever write the division sign on the test? Like, you know, the one with the dot, the dot, dash, dot. Do they have they ever written that?
That's funny. I haven't used that for a while.
Now I'm like,
That's true. That's true. I haven't used that for a while. I just use like division sign 3 over 4.
I just like cross it, but like, man, I should start writing it. Like,
Bring it back.
bring it back.
What's that young girl in there?
Next question.
80.
76 and 80.
Bro, I got 76 right.
No.
76.
I'm not going over 76. That's
Easy, bro.
beneath you. That's beneath you, Amio.
76 is easy, bro. I got it.
Amio, just adding the areas. Okay, I'm not going over that one. That's beneath Amio. What was the next question again? 80? That's come on, this is beneath you too. Okay, total distance. The keyword is total distance.
Wait, did I get 80? Is it E?
Oh, 84.
Okay, so total distance is a b of t, absolute value b of t, but the absolute value has to be inside, not outside. So some people pick d rather than e. So yeah, absolute value has to be inside. So s prime of t is a b of t. So absolute value of b of t is perfect between 0 to 5. What was the next one, Carol?
84.
Huh?
84.
84. 84, you have to get it right. This is a limit problem, and you have to understand this. And if you understand this question, you're doing great because f of a, this is the look for, if f of something is always look for the solid dots. So f of a is equal to 1. Does that make sense, Carol? This is a not continuous because there is a roller coaster gonna fall off there. There's an open hole. So a, b, limit x approach to a. So limits x approach to a. So when they approach one single a, you have to look from the both ends. So both ends going from here and going from here, they all go to equal to 2. So that's equal to 2. So this one's wrong. And this one's correct. And limit x approach to a does exist because they equal to 2.
You do 82.
82. This is f prime x. What does that mean? You just look for the 0 from positive to negative. So let's just say if I have some random graph like this, the only part that's maximum is this part. Because it went from positive f prime x to negative f prime x. So I don't know how many, I don't know where they are, so you got to go find it. Using calculator, the problem is they give you f prime x, they did not give you f of x.
90.
90, sure. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. Oh, 90, oh. 90, ooh. All right. 90, Amio Indian, no. It's called half-life. Decays. dp dt is equal to kp. Now,
Say, you sure you're good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'll live long time. I'll live you, Vincent. Yeah. I'm gonna be 120 and gonna be.
It doubles every 12 years.
All right. So for me, I don't really need to do this. Any exponential growth, any half-life, gonna use the same equation called y equal to PERT actually. PERT.
Do we need to know that?
Yeah, so y equal to PERT. If you don't know it, you have to derive it. Or y equal to CERT is CERT or PERT. Doesn't matter. Now I'm gonna develop this one. I'm gonna show you how to work. So dp over p equal to k dt. Does that make sense? I integrate this. That's gonna be p. Right? P equal to natural log of p equal to kt. Is that okay? Plus c, sorry. So p equal to ekt plus c. Now that becomes e to the c, e to kt times e to the c, and p equal to cekt. So cekt, that's the equation you're going to be using. If a population of 12 is double, so this is the initial value. So initial value, you can start with like 10. You can say 10, EKT. Now you're going to double 20. Does that make sense? T is equal to 12, so be 20 equal to 10, e to the 12. Okay. And then you're going to divide both sides. This is always equal to 2, e to the 12k. And then natural log of 2 equal to natural log of e, so it'll be 12k. K equal to natural log 2 over 12. And we're just using calculator. You don't even need to use graphing calculator. You can use scientific calculator, which is Vincent. Remember that scientific calculator?
Yeah.
That will work on this question.
Like, my scientifics was kind of binoculars. Like,
I'm gonna miss Vincent next year. Nobody can make fun more than Vincent. Yes,
I tried doing separation of variables. And I think I was-
that's what I did. I did separation of variable.
Oh, and that's. I thought you meant the.
It's the same shit.
Why did you choose 10? Just
I can use 20. You can use any number you want. You're gonna double. So eventually on the left side is always equal to 2.
Oh, okay.
So if you use 3, then the other side has to be 6. Next question. 91, sure. Wait, hold on. Ooh, 91 is good. U substitution. At u equal to x cubed, x squared. So you look at here, right? I say, well, u equal to x squared minus 1. How do I know that? Because they say it's u and they say du. That kind of give you a hint. You have to do that. 2x dx, du over 2x equal to dx, right? So integration, well, I'm gonna change the boundary. 8. Wait. This is 3, so what is 3 squared minus 1? 9? 1 squared minus 1 is 0. So it's 8, 0. Oh, sorry. 8. Sorry, I didn't. I know what you're saying, but I didn't think about what you say. So this one's f of u, right? And this one is gonna be x times du over 2x. So the x cancel out. So 0 to a of f u du and 1/2, and is equal to, so 1/2, you know that's equal to 1/2. So this time is, Vincent, what will be the
oh,
answer?
2? Oh,
Whenever
Oh, wait, you want me to plug it in?
retrograde beside.
Okay, can I do it? I have to do it now?
We can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Just an overall grade that they deserve.
Yeah.
So I can kind of
Yeah.
balance.
what did I need to do in CA? Want me to plug it in?
Yeah, so
Yeah, let me plug it in my science.
integration 0 to a of f u du is equal to 6. What's a half of that?
Huh? You?
Look, this.
Oh. Oh, 3? Oh. 2. 12? 3. 3. It's 3. It's circled. It's 3. Huh? Yeah, I said 3. I said 3.
He said 3. He said 3.
Yeah, I said 3.
He said 3 because it's circle.
No. I didn't see a circle first.
That's not.
Oh, wait. What's the whole point of Oh.
because this is a half of this.
Oh.
So therefore, it's,
I
if that's equal to 6, it's gonna be half of that.
Dang it.
Oh, Vincent.
Oh. I
Vincent.
get it now. I get it now. I wouldn't have thought of that.
What is it's U sub? You change the boundaries. Look, U sub. When you plug in 1 into the U sub, U is 0. When you plug in 3, U is 3.
Next question. How much time I have?
More than enough.
More than enough? No, those are, yeah.
30. Oh, it's Wednesday.
0 and 8.
I thought we were sitting for 1 hour and 30 minutes left.
Oh, Oh, it just reminded me something. We also have to do something. Very important.
This thing? Yeah. I think we already did it.
We already did that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
that.
Next question.
92.
92, where we go over?
Oh, we did?
Yeah, because this extreme value theorem. Because it says f does not attain maximum value. The only way it does not attain maximum value is the function is not continuous because extreme value theorem.
Oh.
Answer is A.
It's like the circle on top of the Oh,
89. 89. Oh, 89 is good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you 89. I'm gonna erase all this crap. Okay. All right. So so I will graph this, and in order to graph this, I don't know how to graph that. So I will say, okay, well, let's do this first, and y equal to x squared plus 2. Does that make sense? And I graph this x squared plus 2. It's like look like this. And I don't need this part because it's a square root. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So I'm gonna erase this part, and I say okay. And then 0 to 5, x equal to 0, which is this part, and 5, which is this part, and it's rotating here. This is right here. So that is gonna be this function. Is the distance from that to function. So integration from here 2 to 5, that's the hard part. And the pi must be outside. It's a this method, so it's y minus 2 squared dy.
Oh.
You plug that in your calculator.
Just type in y minus 2. Oh, x minus 2.
Oh.
It doesn't matter x or y.
I thought it told you the bounds.
The reason why I was still on guard was because in like the graph, like they put a boundary at 0.
Yeah, no, I thought it was y equals 0 for the bounds. I didn't even plug it in. I just wrote it.
Wait, it's D, right?
I have no idea what answer it is, but it's just. But don't forget pi though. Pi is the first thing I write down. The boundary is second things I write down if it's on FRQ. And then I write down function and I will never forget square. If the disk, then if it's washer, it's gonna be something square, something square.
Mistake. My bad. If it's rotating on something above the graph, it's minus. Like you do like the number minus it, right?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay.
What?
What?
I'll just help do it. Wait, wait, wait.
Huh?
Yeah, so you should finish the FRQ already, yeah, so. There's 4 more questions. Natalie, you doing okay? Write down the index cards to help you if you want. Natalie, you have index cards? Should make some index card for this class.
Yeah, 2 of them now.
Like mean value theorem, average rate of change, instantaneous rate of change, continuous differentiable limits, arcsine, arctangents, derivative, inverse, average value, total distance. A lot of things. Huh? Absolute value what? Of SFT or BFT?
Is it bent to you? It looks like it's bent this way.
Oh. For displacement, speeding up, slowing down.
Is it straight? Or is it like bent? What? It's bent to me, man.
Uh-huh.
Then you just do the integral plug-in.
Whoa.
I was on here, what's the right? What else?
Strong. You gotta give it an exit. Oh. Yeah. So, well, I mean,
I think it's edge. That looks like chromosome.
it's gonna suck.
Yeah, that looks like chromosome.
Yeah, it's like the Netflix show. The extra chromosome.
Huh?
On Beatbinder. Like an extra chromosome.
Yeah, I think it's I don't. I need the picture though. Give it a refresher. I never heard it.
Oh, okay. It's for Down syndrome. Syndrome.
Yo, I've seen this before. I've seen this.
Chromosome 21.
What's going on?
That's not as clear to me.
Yes, it's on Netflix.
All right, next question. Do you have any more question, or shall we go to FRQ?
Yo, happy birthday, man.
Shall we go to FRQ?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. I didn't do it, and I don't have scoring guidelines, so we're gonna do it ourselves. I'm gonna use Desmos to help me, so because I don't want it to do things, so let me do that. One minus x squared, so 1 minus x squared. X cubed, right?
Yeah, x cubed.
1 minus x cubed. What else?
And then it's sine x squared.
Sine of x squared. So it's look like this. It's at 0.765. So it'll be integration of 0 to 0.675, I think. 765.
Do you think you would have to? Would you have to write like? Would you have to like write it out like 1 minus x squared and equals sine, like just like solve for 0?
I don't know what you mean.
Which it's because like you know how, like you just did in the graph and like saw the intersection.
Yeah.
Well, they. Oh. Okay. Oh, 0.97 is in degrees.
But I think I messed up.
Yeah, that's. Oh, never mind. I got 0.997, like 799.
Okay, so that is
It's like when you get from part C.
Oh, yeah, 11.841, bro. You press the one. Oh, my bad. Oh. Guys, come on. It's that pencil.
so. What's the answer here?
0.534.
I just
I think so.
plug in the original.
Is this right? So somebody check Vincent's work. Sorry, no offense, Vincent.
Hold up, I can check my own work.
Squares on outside.
I might have scoring guideline here. I'm gonna see if I have it.
Oh, it's loading. Oh, in there. Yeah, guys, I think that is the right answer.
Yes. Yeah.
534. Okay, I'm done with this one. The horizontal line K is draw where the graph 1 minus xq and sine of x intersect. So a horizontal lines draw, divide the two region to equal areas. Show so the graph of this one, they say some type of horizontal line here. It's gonna give you this. Hold on a second, let me see. Y equal to K. So 0.534 divided by 2 is equal to integration from 0 to
Wait, how? That's crazy. 24 chromosomes?
Isn't that people know?
I thought people had 24 chromosomes. Oh, that's what it is. Guys, I don't have 21 chromosomes.
what is going on? What did Vincent say?
I don't know how many chromosomes people have. I thought they had 21. You thought you had. No. If I did though, I'd be that movie. Yo, what are you doing so much? No, but you can do some big advanced things.
Oh, I do have scoring guideline.
Oh.
I lied.
Or like the name of like that. I don't know.
So here's the scoring guideline I like.
So you can just put like A on it.
Wait, no, who's not points? What? Why not? Yeah, get Louis from your mom and your dad.
Okay, let's laugh at this guy. Okay, the research.
Because you can be primaries.
Okay.
26. Bro! 23 pairs of chromosomes.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Wait, so they're not together? You separate the chromosomes then?
Yeah, like when you have a kid, like you give
What?
them food, right?
Separate them?
Like X's and
Oh no, you give them like.
I swear, American are dumb.
Wait,
Just kidding.
what's the oh
I see how many points did you get.
wait. Wait. Huh? Yo, what the? Wait, Smitchy, did it? What's K? Oh, what? Did I find K?
K is a value you didn't know. It's somewhere in a halfway hash mark.
But Mr. When you're doing the, you know the dy method when you do it like you flip it and you take the area, you do it sideways. When you plug into your calculator, you have to plug in the inverse, right? You don't plug in the normal.
Not inverse. So you're solving for the other function. But you don't have to do that here.
Oh,
You do it in X perspective, it's a whole lot easier. The problem you cannot do it in Y perspective because you don't know the K is above the intersection or below the X intersection.
oh,
Huh?
it's like between variables.
I know, but you don't know which part is half. You don't know is the K is right here or K is right here.
Oh.
So you have to use in terms of X perspective.
No, no, oh,
Oh, it's in a horizontal line.
It says horizontal line, not vertical line. No, you do top minus bottom. You can do the other way, but it's much harder because you don't know if is the lines right here or the lines right here. You don't know your horizontal line cut it to half. You don't know it's above the intersection or below the X intersection. Probably more likely visually it's probably gonna be below the X intersections. No, they said horizontal draw through a point where
Yo, come on.
a horizontal line is drawn through the point where graph of 1 minus intersect. Find a K and determine that the line divide. Determine whether this line divide R into two equal areas. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. It's so it's not. So you can do it in Y perspective, yes. But you have to do it in terms of 1 minus, wait, how do I say? It's 1 minus Y, cube root of 1 minus Y. And yeah, it's gonna be a funny equation.
You're not talking about.
Yo, why did you just break pencil? Alright.
Is the first
knew
point
one.
like
You
if
did
you
like
got
fuck.
all of the limits right?
Let's go.
How many points you would have? You got which 5?
Wait.
I got.
Oh, never
A.
mind.
Then C.
Oh, you got A and C. Okay, nice. Nice. You might get another point for the correct unit, so correct limits.
Oh wait, no. Wait. No.
Vincent. Vincent. Vincent got 21 chromosome.
Huh? Come on. Come on.
Just kidding. Vincent,
See,
how am I gonna live without you next year?
I don't know what to say, but look, Slate is infatuated with my calculator. It is interesting. It goes fantastic.
Vincent's gonna pull it up with that calculator on Monday morning.
Right. Okay, bro.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
How many points would you earn? Arrow, how many points would you earn?
Misunderstood it. I got 0.
Okay.
I got 6.
You got what? So, Kyle, where do you misunderstand?
I thought it was asking if it was split in half at that point.
Yeah, but you could have got A though. A, why you didn't get A?
I just used my calculator. I picked the shade area. And it was nice.
You cannot use a calculator to do the shader. You had to do top minus bottom. And C, you don't know how to do off-axis rotation.
Is it okay to see like the calculator thing to like check if it is kind of like it's like actually right?
I don't know what you mean.
Because you know on the thing where you like you can define the area between two lines on the spire.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that. I did it to check the work.
I didn't know you can do that. I don't think you can do that with TI Inspired. It's top to axis, not top to the.
Top to the axis. Wait, what is top to axis? Axis. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Whoop up. Whoop it up. Slay, how many points would you have on this FRQ?
I missed B.
Ali?
Also B.
Okay, not bad. Malin?
I think 7.
Whoa, that's good. So Cairo, you just need to make sure you understand. Like at a minimum, get A and C. And then B, I probably would have messed up too. Because I misread it. I'm not gonna lie. Can I go to the next question?
Yes.
Okay. Rate in and rate out. Ooh, my favorite one.
Yay.
Penguins. Penguins.
Yeah, that's wait, so 750.
750. 30. How to say it? How do you say it?
750.
50?
50.
50. 750.
Hold up. Wait, I worked like crazy on this one. Okay, I got the last part wrong.
Last parts were always worth the most point. No, did you say B of t minus D of t equal to 0 though? Let's give you a point.
I did that.
I'll give you a point.
Oh.
Did you solve for t?
No.
You can graph it too.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, I did solve for it. Is it 34?
0.657.
I just wrote t equals that. Like, I think I graphed it.
But you had to set that. You can graph it. You can just set that equal to that.
Yeah, I think I graphed it and I just wrote t equals 34.657.
Yep. You will get second point.
Oh, nice. And I just didn't do that by 2 parts. That's kind of good.
What do you divide by 2?
Huh?
What are you talking about divided by 2?
I didn't divide by anything like that. I just think the last 2 parts. I was
You don't need to divide by 2.
no, I didn't divide it by 2. I said I didn't get the last 2 parts. So I was kind of confused like what to do.
Did you do A?
What is the minimum? Is it just like
You have to find the critical points first. And then you have to check the endpoint, just like the table. You have to do P of 0 and P of 40. Now, A is where they cross x-axis of B of t minus D of t graph. The net graph, you should see that at 34.657 when they intersect the x-axis. Do you see that? That's your... Yeah, so you compare the endpoints, right? The endpoint is going to be 100,000 and 139,000 and 133,000. Minimum is going to be 100,000 because that's the endpoint. Maximum is the highest value.
Fine, bro. The Wi-Fi don't work anymore.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good job. Today I'm gonna issue you 2 FRQ. No? No? Not for Amio.
Go for it, Miss J.
Yeah, you're getting
Now, what are you talking about, guys?
We need more practice. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I can use my FRQs for the deep videos. How's that work?
No.
Yeah.
I did a lot. Oh, that was so long.
I mean, yeah, it's a confirmation.
Bro, how do you listen, bro? I like
Close, bro. What do you have bread?
What?
What do you have bread?
Sandwich?
Yeah, the toy.
Yeah, he definitely has 24 chromosomes. Peanut butter. The Nutella cream? N-U-T. Hey.
what is that?
Catch.
How's AP Chem doing? AP Chem's better than AP Physics though, sounds like.
It's easier, but there's a lot more stuff to cover. And it's kind of
Huh?
it's a little too late. I should start studying earlier.
What?
I would have more seriously. Waiting for the last 3 weeks.
Been telling you that since day 1. You might pull through a 3. I don't know.
No, I'll really go for a 5.
Are you taking BC next year? Don't do it.
No,
please.
no. Next year, I'm gonna have like 3 classes. Because after this year, I have all the credits. Come on, 26 credits.
Yeah, I probably won't do BC for you because you.
Well, the thing is, I don't know.
What you want to do? Engineering or no?
Mm.
What you want to do? Architect? I mean, I'll give you that look. I don't trust this architect.
2 years alive. Richie famous. I'll build your house.
Uh,
That online?
no, this one's not online. Huh? Um,
I agree with the first one.
you want me to scroll back? You
Yeah.
cannot take a picture of this. This is not online. David, I know you didn't do this test, so you can do the FRQ, and then tomorrow we're gonna go over it anyway.
I gave it some thought, and since I got a 5 on the last mock, and I'm miserable right now, and like just spent like the last hour and a half falling asleep on a different mock exam, I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna like do normal ass studying here. So
I mean, it's fine, as long as you can get a 5 on the exam.
I don't want to take it again. It's miserable.
I don't blame you,
Yeah,
but just make sure you get a 5.
I'll try.
Can you go back to the?
Camila, you start your pre-cal yet?
I'll go check it. It hasn't like loaded yet. It hasn't.
All of them? My goodness. Or you can start doing efficient. You need some algebra helps too, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you too. Wait, did you already do this one, David? Then you should not look at it. You should be doing it and then go look at it.
I'll avert my eyes from the bottom of our.
You should. It's on the. This one is on WhatsApp, I think. No, is this one on WhatsApp? Yeah, this one's on WhatsApp. So you should go try it and then try to see how. Like this one, you have to do it because you don't have to take the mock exam over the weekend. You're pretty close. But then you have to figure out. You have to figure out how to do this one or the next one. It's on the. It's on the WhatsApp.
It's easier.
No, it's not easier because I'm gonna show him. Okay. Kyle, you have question for me? You say you're gonna come after school tutoring, ask me.
Yeah.
You have question?
I see him tutoring.
Okay, but do you have questions?
I'm looking.
That's fine. I sound like shit. Uh, she's not here. Oh no. Usually here. Today is okay. Let's see. Whoa, what's going on? What? What's up? Huh? Oh, thank you. Nicholas, did you work through all the FRQ?
To do. I think I didn't do 1 and 2.
Okay, can you finish those two?
Never stops. I don't think you understand.
I understand. I not even do it after college. I'm gonna try again.
What are you? Yeah, that's right.
I do a lot of sort of shit.
Your manager's I'm in shape and I'm strong or not. I read it by one though. Okay, but I have like really screwed years. I'm still sorting that. Because like they canceled practice, and so I do what I always do, cancel practice. I take an hour and a half nap. Then I wake up, I check the group meeting, and like 40 separate people like posted their workout that they did instead of since Coach posted like an art piece that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But since I don't have a link, I just went like I ran until I felt like turning back and turned back.
Where did you run?
No. So it's my mom's house. So out the back entrance, then down McGuire.
Brian, you finish our FRQ for the weekend?
I went to the intersection.
You should finish it.
Old Winter Garden, turn back.
Yes.
Like
No,
all the way
no,
to
but
the-
there's no, but I did wrong.
Yeah.
He's understanding.
I was talking too.
Yeah, but for my computer, it's like on the road.
I mean, like I slowed down for like crosswalk and stuff.
I feel like you can't like flex and run unless you know it all. Like you say I ran 5 miles and stop twice a year.
I was gonna go down to the boathouse and back, but like I got to, I don't want to cross the exact last. No, it's the same distance. I don't want to have to cross traffic.
You know the Zygate. You go outside if it's your emotionally, and then you know you need to cross the road once.
Yeah, but
Can you get to work?
I'm about to run down the wide road and I do. I'm there.
I did.
Congratulations.
Like 80 miles per hour. You can't see from the other side of the lake, the other side of the crack.
I felt the force being
Okay, so here's the trick. When you do some more speaking. So 8th grade and the other one is very similar, but I will pick other one to make sure it go over. So all the other ones goes. 7th grade. 7th grade, the only one that you have to really focus on is like if you want to do well on SAT, you have to go back and restudy and probabilities. Probabilities, they have some simple ones. It's good because probabilities, it may be good for your statistics class, but it's good for your SAT. So 7, 13, really know that you can do because you already finished. You already finished couple. So 13, 14, and then if I were you, just focus on your other one skill.
Yeah.
Which is all the data optimization and finish everything.
Just one yet on the board.
Oh no. The other one skill you would think is probably graphing,
This.
probably doing things. Keywords, reverse, you can. Because you already have some of the things.
Don't believe I have
Yeah, I don't. Mine's plugged in. It's currently dead.
That's crazy.
You probably.
I haven't used mine.
Ooh. Where is my and
But I just didn't finish.
Okay, this is all good. This is all good. Article 2 that you're missing skills. So I will, if I were you to speed run through all of them, it should not be hard, but you should find out which skill you're missing.
Is that your brush?
If you can help.
Oh, that.
That shit.
Mine is mine is
I thought it was your boss. No.
yeah.
No, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
For some
It's
reason,
a little scary.
for some reason it's not better. But it should be close enough to this.
I don't remember.
For this. Wait, but 0.75, 75, 75, 8.
Wait for the last one.
You got it on your calculator.
just need help with anything?
No, you want to hear about student?
Hopefully it'll show soon.
Yeah, it looks
Because I got a lot of white hair. I'm back.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't help.
I mean, it helps. Because I'm just like really a lot. Shit. Calculus, mostly calculus. I thought it was crazy, dog. I don't know how it works. You did a really
I didn't see any.
Okay, let me know if you guys need help.
already choking.
Shut up. I did
I don't
not
want to
hear.
spend any more money.
I feel like I always find a way to make this video.
No, because it would do for TP is my thing. Do that for me.
I'm just here.
Yes, I've been saying.
Hey, are you the person who say it?
Yeah. You?
That's universal. What?
Yeah, yeah, like last week.
But the really thing, I did say it was just great.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, like once a month you say you got fifty.
plagiarism. Where do you keep asking?
How far is it apart? I just forget.
What year?
It's 2 years. Yeah, just for weeks. I think that's very like. It's like what from my mom and stuff.
No, it's
It's
like
like brought that up.
no, it's a year. Like,
Not 2 months. It's 10. That's not like a
that's more than a few months. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to do it. I can't do it. Well, can you tell me to know? Oh, no. I have to sign on from your I'm always.
It's like, yeah, it should.
Yeah, because they always because apparently like my heart like skipped the beat in August. I don't know. Okay, so it's like something weird is happening with my heart, so they couldn't finish signing.
I think
It's weird because I feel something. Could be my chest. Because I'm
I'm just thinking of what I heard.
like once a year and then I'm running.
That's not why. It's just right next to like.
Doing them better. And my options freshman. She's my number.
That's good work.
I think I fucking suck. I didn't fucking suck.
I thought that was a new.
I need a question that fit and it's a reading.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't have. This is only working.
Yeah. Perfect sign.
I don't really like saying to be.
Really.
Darn. Because I know how to like
I'll just switch to degree. Okay, when we broke up. Physics. There's not even that many questions that you need to calculate. You just have to get it. I did it in my friend. No. I did actual practice. You know, it was my core function calculator. It's more than practical.
You know, you don't hate study worked out.
It needs like a word. Yeah. It just doesn't have to. Yeah, I'm faster. That's so many TA, 30 exercise. I wish the 100. Yeah, no, I'm not really fast. I want to install a game in my TA.
I don't think we really have a voice.
I know you can do it.
Right.
Like, for me, you can do it. Yeah. I don't just download stuff on YouTube and then there's a tough exam. And there's nothing, and you guys can do it.
Well, I can do it. You should do it. No, like that.
Sorry, you just
If you don't have any goals, but then cut off the five. And use your mobile calculator, there's a spiral.
Oh, you could definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's like two layers. It's only going through the first layer.
I see them go.
How early we did this?
Copy that. Sure.
We do a lot of copies. We didn't
We
really
go, I don't, you know. You'll have a file, you'll have a copy them on your phone. How do you do it? Oh. Way easier to put it on the
Term you could be using you because your phone's not charged.
usually it's yourself. You just figure it out.
Maybe. I don't care.
You don't save it on the second. Yeah.
That does not happen.
bad when somebody's in the house.
Good to do.
Honestly, and also, I feel like you do better on short ones and like, I don't think you get a 9 out of 10. Maybe like average out.
Mock.
I didn't get the exact.
Because we never actually went over the stuff. We did. You're right.
Yeah, my class.
We did graded them and then never went over. It's like, what the hell?
Did we make predictions for what's gonna be? Yeah, what are the others we got?
It's so annoying.
Go over guess.
Yeah.
When you get there,
I don't think it should be.
Yeah.
Really?
it's right there.
There's no way you took it. No, these are like plastic tiny volumes. Oh my god. This is just my.
You're a kid, bro. I could say that.
I can't, I'm too lazy.
You can say it.
Bro, bro's taking the class by polymer material.
No, you didn't. It's 0.55.
That and I want
Oh,